Welcome to SunnySpeaks. Here again, it's another review for you, and you. And today, I'm here to talk about The Roses, directed by Jay Roach and starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman, Andy Samberg, and many more. Theo and Ivy are having troubles in their marriage, but how did the love between them become a war inside their home? What made them fall in love in the first place? And can they find their love for each other again, or is it too late? The Roses is a very simple romantic comedy, but does its simplicity make the film more or less effective? First, let's talk about our main two characters, Ivy and Theo, played by Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch. When seeing the trailer for this movie, what stood out the most to me was this pairing and their chemistry. Two great British actors throwing dry remarks back and forth at each other while their characters are in the midst of splitting up seemed like a fun time, and I'm glad to say I was right. Both Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman are great in this movie, and their characters are interesting because of the dimensions they were given in the script, but more importantly in their performances. Theo Rose is a successful architect who is full of himself, and to some rightfully so, but after one of his buildings collapses because of his poor judgment and unwillingness to compromise his vision, he's left without a job and needing to lean on his wife financially. Because of this though, he's able to be with his kids more and be a stay-at-home dad. And since he isn't able to craft buildings anymore, why not put that energy towards building values and good habits within his children? This is some of the best work I've seen from Benedict Cumberbatch in a long time. Shamelessly, I was a big Sherlock fan, and the first Doctor Strange is still a really fun movie to me. But what I loved about his performance in The Roses is the naturalistic approach and his comedic timing. Theo is holding back so much sadness, anger, and grief. When it does boil over, it's very funny and slightly cathartic, but he consistently pulls himself away from the ledge, so when he doesn't, it's even funnier. And the way he plays the straight man, when paired with Kate McKinnon, her character being Amy, the wife of his friend, and she wants to sleep with him, his confusion and discomfort makes those scenes that could be annoying or fall flat hit more times than not. Ivy Rose is a mother, wife, and chef in that order, lover of food and ganja, and just loves to chill. So after her husband loses his job, she tries her best to help her family stay afloat, and to her own surprise, she becomes massively successful, being on the cover of magazines, opening multiple locations of her restaurant, We Got Crabs, across the country, and being able to live that life she never thought she would. But it's hard to love the dream when she's constantly reminded that the catalyst of her success was her husband's demise, at least in Theo's eyes. Olivia Colman is also great as Ivy. She's just a great actress in general. I really loved her performance in The Favorite because she was kind of terrifying in that film. In The Roses, she changes the most out of anybody in the film from start to finish in appearance and in attitude. And I liked seeing the arc this character embarks on. Because of her newfound success, it makes her look at her relationship differently and what's the priority in her life. But the thing she starts to lose as she gains so much is the time and connection she had with her kids, which feels like the biggest loss to Ivy. My favorite scenes with Ivy outside of her scenes with Theo are when she's interacting with her friends / employees, Jeffrey and Jane, played by Nchuti Gatwa and Sunita Mani. It would have been cool to see more of their characters, but I liked the time we got to spend with them, and it was cool to see how the success of the restaurant enhanced their confidence as well. Best thing about this movie is the chemistry between our two main leads. It has so many opportunities to fall flat or get old because the whole movie rides on them as performers, and I think they did a great job. One of my other favorite things about this movie, which I didn't expect, though maybe I should have expected this, was the structure of the story. It starts with them in couples therapy, already at a point that's hard to recover from, and then we go all the way back to when they first met and how they fell in love. I'm glad the movie did that because we get to see these characters in good moments and also see the parts of their lives they wish they still had, like Ivy being a more attentive mom and Theo being praised for his successful architecture. With the comedy, even if I didn't laugh at every single joke, I always found it amusing in some regard because of the connection I felt to the story and the characters. The comedy also leans into the fact that this couple is from the UK and now they live in America, so they find a blend between standard American punchline lines and the cold black comedy that Brits are known for. And seeing the reaction a character has to a joke sometimes would be a lot funnier than the punchline itself. My one flaw, I'd say, is that it does feel too long by the end, and I feel like it could have shaved down 20 to 30 minutes and still been the same movie and still had the story be intact. I also really liked the kids in this movie, both when they are super young and when they grow up a little bit more into like high school age, I believe. The kids also have some of the funniest lines in the entire movie, and I thought they added a lot of perspective for me when looking at this failing marriage. Both kids actually supporting the divorce because they just want their parents to be happy. And when the kids are gone, I definitely felt their absence. Overall though, I would give The Roses a mostly cloudy rating. Closer to cloudy than partly sunny, though being a movie I enjoyed, and I'm glad I saw it. I don't know if I would watch it again though, to be honest, but if I did, I think I'd still have a fun time. Maybe I'd just turn it off, maybe 40 minutes in or so. Seeing Theo and Ivy go from verbal blows to gunshots to fruit throwing, it's all really fun, and again, these main two actors do a really great job and honestly just hold this movie together with well done performances, solid comedy, and solid directing execution on Jay Roach's part, which allowed me to be as immersed as possible and not really think about the directing for real. And I think that's a compliment in its own way. This has been my review of The Roses. If you have seen The Roses, let me know what you think in the comments down below because perspective is key. If you haven't seen The Roses, let me know if this review makes you want to go see the movie or not. Also, let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite romantic comedy? I'm just very curious on that because that's an interesting genre that is used a lot, and there are some really great romantic comedies out there and there are also some really bad ones, but I would say The Roses is closer to good than bad for sure. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'll be back again. Peace.